Since you spoke first, Mr. Goen, would you speak also in Grovant first?
Just talk with it.
Tell in Grovant what you told with the signs when you were talking to Mr. WhiteCow.
Yes. We're starting from here, or do I have to get
No,
there?
I can hear you from there.
All right.
The machine, it's okay.
I told Mr. WhiteCow that we people of today, the Grovant Indians, as we have seen the generations from time back from our old people, and through the experiences that we have went through our life so far up to date, we have learnt some of the white man's ways. On the other hand, the white man's ways don't seem to be so very good to us that have known the early day of our people. All these experiences that we have gone through so far, these wars and so forth, where they have taken our children and taught them in their schools, took them off to war, to these battles, they have never gained anything to their benefit or their good. Instead, they have collected lots of experience which is not beneficial and which has made them so-called weaned away from the good habits that they have been taught through their childhood. The white man has taken us over and has made us poor. The Indian in his time was well off, and he was more happier then than he is today. There is only one thing that he has in mind today, and that he looks up to the Great Spirit for guidance and help. That is all that is left for him today. Every day you may look around. This is the white man's world. All you see is no good. They have not given us anything that you might say that will be better than what the Indian used to have in the early day. The early day Indian was very careful in his life, his daily life. Day and night he had the Great Spirit in his mind and in his heart. He lived with him, and all he knew was all for the best. Everything was sacred in all that he did through his life. That's about all.
Okay, thank you very much. You gave that all in English. Would you say the same thing in Grovant, please? In your own language.
In my own language.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Why? No, Giovanni. In a cheat. And I need that. Get to bed and one also. Only ought to who a cheat. Cheat. Tata nevas, tanu looked and cheat on in our cheat. As you Don Hunt Nations, where cheat on no asked what's in the tanit on. Sits in the wood and the auto. Any son, need no go needed. Near what no hearts, near so hearts, a kin, a kid done. I know a sure hearts and near son. They hate no active was on. Say, taking on a Jew in the hearts of Nakin and a old taking. They hear was on it. He's a go who didn't watch turning on the heart stove. Nick no go needed. No man law Jenny. Nina Nisha, her thoughts hold out to cheat on. Nick toss a stone, it needs Nini, watch the heart stove. Says a witchy in her Jew. Cannot saw a pin or secretaries. Get to better not now, but shot to dinner and on his wood just stunning now. Say, taking a Jew wood or sad gin in now. Well, I saw now has to watch in as to what's in the tannin. When I saw near sad to dinner who knows in the heart toe. Say, taking. No, you near says the hearts of nuts. Tata Bahat in the straight down near wash, Tanu, the heart to Sina son to what's in the tide, a tiny cheat. Near Vasa and not to watch Tanu Bahat in it. Go na need to earn it. Na not to watch that. Down hot near Shin the joystick. The heart to Sin need to earn it. Cannot sound in and says a woods in the and way down. There was a sir hay and tata no any son and Nahash pays the hearts. All right.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Gaughan is a full-blooded Grovant from both sides of his family. He was born here at this reservation, but up at the old Chinook agency, and then I guess early moved down to Hayes, and he's been brought up right around here in this valley. Learned the signs from his own people and has lived here all his life. Have you done much traveling, sir?
Not much.
Not much. Okay. And could you give me the same sort of information? This is recorded at Hayes, Montana, and relates to the previous section relates to film number 74X. The next section will relate to film number 75X, and we'll be recording of Mr. WhiteCow's portion of the telltale session or conversation. And would you give me the same sort of information about him? Is he also full-blood?
Yeah, he's
Grovant?
full-blood Grovant.
And was he born here or?
No. Don't you
Mr. WhiteCow is also a full-blood Grovant. He was born down at Lewiston, Montana, on the Missouri. Lewistown, Montana, and has also lived among Grovant all his life, and learned his signs among the Grovant. You may start any time.
in Hayes somewhere and
Following section will be the recording of Mr. WhiteCow speaking in Grovant.
that's what done it's not done. Don't have any John. What's hard? It's not that's a war. The two bây giờ chưa quan nào cho hơn chỉ có chỉ xích nên chỉ tụ on hai tuy nó tập trung cái nó sao vô cho tùy anh là đi tọt bên đây như sơn nó tập trung cái nên ít nhị tọt này cứ nên nó chỉ sao nó sao vô nó sao này nó tùy nó tập trung cái chỉ lấy đôi vật tận họ bây giờ này sắp tùy này chứ nó là sơn chết tập vào nó chết tao chết sao nó vẫn cái này vẫn họ chứ chỉ xích này chết tự nó chứ mà nó đấy
وهينا وهي نقولي سنانيت دهوبات صار نسيت تقطعون جيتنا تي وهو بس أنا توجات جيت لنهلو هيت سنت عبت إليه النتاي تبطلت هيت سنت عبت ستة سيد تبطلت سنت عبت يعط جيت وانا هيت أنا بجيت ناتني سنتو إسبوع نت عبت جيت لا لي تاتا سبوها سنة ناس بابات سهانا ناتي تبطل التاني تلقتني ناتي سبقصت نو بلا لي تاتا سبوها سنة عطسنا نتي هنا التاني كندا صار نسبة سمونا نسبة سمونتي
You said so.
Okay, sir, would you translate that into English, please?
He says, I am not very much advanced, or you might say, don't know much about the life of today. And he said it puts me in a kind of a different category, you might say, or a different position from these young people that are living today. And what I have been used to and raised among, you see, the old timers, I know their life better than I do the life of today. There was no peace among the Indian tribes in those days. They used to war among one another. And he said through those experiences in the wars gave them what you might call, you might say, carefulness, cautiousness, shrewdness, cunning. They had to look out for them, for their lives, daily and always. But he says today, this kind of life that they are living today is kind of foreign to him, and he don't understand. Therefore, it puts him in a position that he's not a very good mixer among the young people. And it keeps him more so on the lookout for himself, wanting to keep himself on the right side, that he may not be make any mistakes which may cause him disagreement or you might say putting himself on the bad side of the law, as it were. But now he said that the life of today is the life of today is not so what it should be according to the way that he had been raised by his people. That's all.
Thank you very much. Is that translation direct from the signs as you watched him make them?
Yeah.
Or from what he just said?
What he just said.
I should have asked you to translate before he said it.
Yes.
From the signs directly. Okay, thank you very much. That ends the recording session. with Mr. WhiteCow and Mr. Fred Gahn, again at Hayes, Montana, recorded the 25th of October, relating to films number 74 and 75.